The peace dealer. Oop, switching this around. And no, this didn't go around, but screw it. Um, yeah, I'm going live on my phone on Facebook. And welcome to the weekly horoscope, the weekly live horoscope, where we will be discussing at length the transit and flow of energy for this week. And we're still in Virgo season, so we're still developing at large length our lifestyles. And not only just our lifestyles, but also the heart and passion that we're ready to infuse into what we do. I like to think Virgo and Leo and Cancer are very motivating signs. I mean, Libra too. They definitely speak of you being able to really, at length, develop the feeling and the heart to actually give a damn about what it is the hell you're doing. And not only what it is the hell you're doing, but what it is you decide to literally invest in every decision you make for your lifestyle. And of course, once we get to the final degrees of this transit, you'll start to see this come together. But a lot of what you want to ask yourself is, how are you shifting this Leo energy into the Virgo season? What you did all through August was develop a profound sense of passion. Some of you, this passion built like a very huge fire. Some of you, this passion was just an initial spark that just barely grew. It doesn't necessarily matter so much how passionate you're able to get. No one's really expecting you to be super extra here, but you want to find realistic and practical ways to apply that passion to your lifestyle. Leo season blessed you, and it blessed you with a reason. It blessed you with a reason for why you get up in the morning. Some of you kind of realize this even before this year, but what this did this year is remind you what it is you're passionate about, what it is you're willing to invest your heart and creativity in. So this season, once again, is all about taking the deep feelings you learned about in Cancer, taking this passion you're harnessing in Leo, and applying it directly to your lifestyle. Remember that this squares Gemini, so the attitude and the thoughts and the ideas you've developed now have to balance with how you directly apply these thoughts and internal chatter to your day-to-day routine obligations. What makes this week a lifestyle revelation is, what's up, Jennifer? You're definitely going to reveal at profound length influences in your routine that get in your way or align with, once again, what you're ready to blast off with in your heart. The North Node is still in Leo, so this is all about generating activities and goals that fuel, feed, and nourish your heart and the creativity that expresses forth as an extension of your love. Hi, Christine. Thank you for joining us. Jupiter is sextiling Saturn, and this sextile that is forming with Jupiter and Saturn have much to do, now that it's direct, with the further alignment of your goals with important contacts. And you'll find the more you express, get your beliefs and live what you believe, this is going to make your connections with others who align with those beliefs a lot stronger, and you're going to be able to open opportunities and doorways for actual, like, exciting projects and realizations that incorporate, once again, the connection between how you're evolving your character and also how you're living what the hell you say. Because if you're still a fraud, this is going to be a horrible week. That's going to, reveal that. This is not to say that you're not allowed to make mistakes and slip up. Hey, Simona, thank you for joining us. What's up, Timothy? This is just saying that anything that you believe that you're not representing, you might as well just kind of like drop, Don't really say you're about this life if you still let negative insecurities permeate your mindset, because that's a disrespect to your connection with the Creator. That's a disrespect to your connection with the universe. And this is one of those weeks where you can't really play that wishy-washy, I believe in spirit, okay, I don't believe in spirit. You can say you believe in spirit. You can say that you believe in mystical fairies and angels and even demons. But how do your actions align, okay? If you really believe that the universe has your back, if you really believe that you're walking with spirit, that your prayers are answered, this is going to be 100% reflected in the happiness that imbues your spirit. Hi, Katie. Also in the ability for you to think positively. What's up, Lisa? Because you know that your positive thinking and your positive actions are an affirmation to the connection you have with the universe. You know that faith you place is not in vain, because things do work out. Not because you're just saying it in your life, but because you practice positivity, but because you practice maintaining your faith. We're manifesting our real connection to this invisible and unseen realm that we have established, once again, what's up, Jenna, in Pisces season. And whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter with what you say. You said it in Gemini season 3 months ago when you're like, this is what I believe, this is what's true, and now you have to live it because you're living the life of the season. So the degree we have for Sagittarius 21 is Toad Singing at Night. X marks the spot. Plugged into the universal currents of energy and awareness, you listen and look towards the collective, universal voice and resonance, pervasively sensing how the inner world synchronizes with the outer world. A magical shamanic realm in all respects, working from the sacred circle and the cone of light, alchemical transmutation from state to state and world to world, in touch with the borderline, hugging the edges. You feel especially keen to taste and feel what needs to happen, what wants to arise, tapping the pulse of the times and speaking for all those who stay tuned in for further developments. What's up, Deshaun? So like I was saying before, you really just need to get your life together, because if you don't get your life together by the end of the year, then the people who you need to show up to and let them know you're professional, let them know you're about it, let them know you're serious about who you are, they're not going to wait for you. They're not going to give you a chance, because you have until the rest of the year to really get your life in order. Someone posted an amazing meme that said, when you're getting shit together in your life, I'm paraphrasing, but when you're getting your life in order, you're not missing anything. You're not missing out on anything. You're not wasting time. Every minute, every second you spend putting your lifestyle in order is definitely worth it. And I just realized I am on Facebook Live. Oh, what's up, Diane? I am on Facebook Live, so I cannot get interfered. So what's up, Dark Forces? Suck that. You cannot stop me. All right, that being said, Venus has entered Leo, and all our hearts are now on diva mode. So you have to strut your stuff. When Venus was in Cancer, we were developing deep emotional sensitivity to really humble our egos and really push our hearts. What's up, Malia? Push our hearts deeper into the ocean of our shared energy and collective unconsciousness. Now it's in Leo, so you have to be extra for no reason, all right? Hit up a Leo if you need help. Hit up a Venus in Leo if you need help. You actually do really great since the North Node is in Leo if you express your talents. If you go out, if you smile, if you sing, even if you don't feel like it, expressing the vibrancy of your heart will activate Venus in this sign, and Venus will hook you up, because every time you express your heart in this vibrant way, it's going to be activating destiny. Venus is now caught up with Mars. So the passion is going to catch up officially in Virgo, but the passion and the love are now back. So Venus and Mars are going to have sex really soon. They're not going to conjunct, but this is really going to highlight passionate reunions or unions. When Venus and Mars get together in the same sign, there's a lot of passionate sexual opportunities, whether internally or interpersonally. So really, once again, keep this in mind, because you're going to be given opportunities to express a more charismatic portion of yourself. And regardless of where this falls into your life, you want to courageously do this, because this is going to highlight aspects of yourself that will pay off, especially with people. Well, see, this is my Capricorn. It doesn't have to pay off. So if you do things because it's worth it or not, you might have too much earth in your chart. It's just going to be really positive. That's one of the downfalls by being a little bit too prescriptive and prediction heavy with astrology. Not a lot of things are meant to come true. Some things are just meant to be experienced, and we're in Virgo season. So all you're really meant to experience is what's real about your reality. I just talked to a Pisces. She messaged me. She sent me a DM. She was like, why does she has an Aquarius moon? So she's not really so versed in astrology, but she was wondering, why is it that everything I feel is like a dream? And she felt like horoscopes weren't that accurate to her, but the Aquarius ones were. And that's when I was like, you're Aquarius moon. But I was like, you're a Pisces. That's why everything feels like a dream. But the real reason why for Pisces everything feels like you're dreaming is this is something that most astrologers are kind of afraid to admit, because most astrologers still hold themselves to an empirical standard, and it's kind of like a scientist who doesn't want to really express forth their ideas in more mystical concepts so that they can still have the respect of their peers. But Pisces, you're not here, okay? And it's not easy to say that, because you're in a human body that's physically here. That's about the only thing of you that's here. But Pisces, you're not here. So that's why everything feels like a dream. Your awareness is literally in an invisible, unseen realm called the spirit realm. And it's other facets of your conscious that may be anchored here, all right? If you see someone with like a sun, moon, every planet in Pisces, like they're only Pisces, they can take their body with them, like they're not here. And it's important to know, because if you think you're here, this is where the confusion is going to come in. A whole lot of you is going to like want to escape. It's because you're not here. And Pisces, you're supposed to teach. Pisces, you're supposed to learn that in this lifetime, that what you see isn't necessarily what you see, even if everyone else sees it. What really looks like this is real is you. All right, I can't even say that. This is going to go kind of crazy. But really keep this in mind. Shout out to Yvette, who's been lucid dreaming lately. The lucid dreams are your real reality. And then you go to sleep in this reality, and you wake up in this dream. And then you go to sleep. For those of you who are lucid dreaming and going into the other world, you kind of want to open up to the possibility that that dreamscape is actually your true reality. And then you come back in this world to process before you go back to your real world, okay? And I have to make a video that details how these are two separate realms. So the water signs are from the spirit realm. The air and earth signs are from this real world. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, we run this real world. This is where we kind of unite. The fire signs and the water signs, y'all come from the spirit realm. Your real world is the dream realm, okay? Ideally, how it's supposed to be for y'all is you go to sleep, and as soon as you shut down here, you're lucid in another reality. You control it. It's like lucid. When you master lucid dreaming, you're literally shifting states. You're coming from this world you're lucid, you do your spiritual work there, and you have to clear obstacles subconsciously so that they shift in your real life. But with the dumbing down of our consciousnesses, the calcification of our pineal glands, or decalcification of our pineal glands, you know what I'm saying? This is going to have a lot to do with stunting the ability of lucid dreaming. If you have combinations between earth and water or fire and air, this means you have ties to both sides. Because ultimately, remember, you're not your zodiac sign. You're just a representative. So you're in a human flesh suit with a spirit, soul, conscious mind that has stake in both the real and spiritual. This body harnesses your Merkaba that you could really access higher states of mind to. Know that we're like over 7 billion strong, and I would say only 15-17% of the population has grasped the awareness of being able to perceive higher dimensions realistically in this dimension. A lot of you think that if you're going to ascend to a higher dimension, you have to take your body, and you can be right here. You can ascend to a higher dimension and be aware of this higher dimension while still being here in 3D. It's not a physical place you always go as much as is an overlapped higher frequency that you can anchor down here. As above, so below. All right. Whereas I like how Timothy brought up Bleach. There is separate dimensions and realms where, like, you can go to Rukongai, but just keep that in mind. A lot of the spiritual realm that you channel is overlapped in this real world, and it is our vessels that allow us to unify both, bringing ideas from the spiritual into the real, because let's not forget, everything starts off as an imagination. This is why Pisces is occultly the first sign. Like, nothing would have existed that me, this tarot card, if it was not an idea first, all right, which is why Gemini is the first mutable sign, all right. So this ascension is going to really experience itself with this grand fire trine, double grand fire trine with Mars, the North Node, Venus at the beginning of Leo, Saturn in Sagittarius, Uranus in Aries. This is a collective consciousness ascension and evolution, awakening for the earth signs, activation for the fire and air signs. And this is going to have much to do with how much passion and thought power and willpower you rev. Fire is that fuel. What's up, Alicia? How you doing? Thank you for joining. That's a Leo right there. So you're definitely someone who's going to gain a lot. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, y'all are going to just gain so much from this grand fire trine. Saturn, Uranus, Mars, including the North Node. A whole lot of what you're passionate about, like Alicia said, is a huge activation. So don't fall in the trap of waiting for it. Don't fall in the trap of waiting for something to happen. It's already happening right now. Okay, it's already happening right now. Really keep that in mind. Whatever you're trying to manifest, the very act of you thinking about it, all right? And by the way, I didn't forget the water. Thank you, Milton, for pointing that out. Keep in mind, water represents everything you don't say, all right? So check this out. Air, talk, ideas, blah, 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 okay? Fire, passion, I'm going to show you, blah, blah, blah. You see it. Earth, physical stuff, okay? Water, this is why water is psychic and occult. Because the true meaning of water is you have to feel it. And this is where irrationality sets in. If I was going to do a water sign, horoscope, I have to telepathically tell you, and you have to feel it. You feel me? That's why water is difficult. Okay, so all these people you see rationally breaking down water, trying to define what it is, it's all a lie. And I have to say this again. You know what I mean? By the way, me and Dolo the Pilot Man, we're working on a mixtape, The Perfect Sermon. We just talked today, got the track listing. So if you want to see, if you're ready to hear the Peace Dealer and Dolo on a mixtape, we're working on a project. It's gonna be dope. But yeah, the water is very important because Scorpio's a mystery. Pisces is literally like an enigma. Well, Scorpio's an enigma. Pisces is literally like hidden, and Cancer is mysterious as hell, just like Scorpio. So you have to understand, these signs are meant to be misunderstood. Your emotions, to a degree, are not meant to be fully understood, because you cannot dive into the ocean and fully understand it. But it's also kind of like how you can go to the universe and not truly understand it. So keep this in mind. There is a vulnerability. Thank you once again, Milton, for bringing that up. There's a vulnerability, and there's a special quality of feel that you just want to harness. And air don't necessarily, fire, that's hilarious. Don't necessarily stop yourself, because you can't make sense of irrational feelings. You will not believe me now. Maybe one day you'll believe me, because this is not the answer you want to hear. And this kind of sucks being a spiritualist, because a lot of the answers that you people ask, you don't want to hear it. Do you want to know why do you want to know the real reason why you have recurring synchronicities that really just have you wonder, like, you sense that there's something more in your experience. You sense that you're interacting with a force or vibrations. This is water. It's the unseen realm. The reason why you see this is because they're trolling you. The reason why you go through emotions you can't understand is because you're literally being trolled, made fun of, and played with by spirit guides and higher beings who just kind of want to laugh at your misery. And trust me, it's all love. So it's not like everyone hates you. It's kind of like if you had friends in the spirit realm who didn't incarnate back in this time, and they're like, "Ooh, let's go mess with Genie. Let's go mess with Genie Red on Earth." And they start kind of messing with your feelings, and you kind of actually get played because you're seeing all this stuff that you don't understand. It's more trollery than actual confusion. And I know you don't want to hear that, because a lot of you take this spirituality very serious. A lot of you take this reality very serious, and you like to very much so detail and come into a real understanding of how spiritual dynamics work, okay? Scientists, spiritual scientists, when they find the answers to real spiritual dynamics, to the unseen, they want to find something that is so methodical, because this is what works, all right? This is why they will never find the answers. As long as you try to dumb down spirituality, put spirituality in a box, or actually detail and analyze it, you will forever be lost in a fog, because it's literally like trying to take your hand, it's Pisces, and grab fog and analyze it. It's not even meant to be understood, just experienced. I'm gonna say this one more time. Spirituality is not meant to be understood, proven, or explained, solely experienced. Spirituality, ironically, is something that is defined indirectly by your lifestyle, right? How do you incorporate the unseen into really what you do? But it's just meant to engender balance. The only thing you need to be really analytical about, which is what science nails, is everything that is really here. All right? You're going to need to be critically analytical about what you're going to eat today, or about what you're going to do. All right, these real facts help us gain grounding, but what is twisted on its head is, even though we can analytically, and it's not like science gets it 100% correct, but even though we can analytically discern certain, theorems to be true, the underlying meaning of why is nothing like this is going to be hard for a lot of people to accept, but there's a greater chance that the flying spaghetti monster was just like, you know what? I'm going to create reality. Something out there that it will just be so strange. It's like, really? I was thinking too linearly and thinking maybe there was a big bang that, if proven. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep that in mind. Thank you, Jacory. Ophiuchus is a constellation in between Scorpio and Sag. It is not an actual sign. Do not believe the BS. So that being said, the moon will enter Sagittarius on Monday night, and the deep realizations you've made will now spark a greater passion and charisma. Some of you probably have kind of dealt Okay, Milton James Wright said everything imagined is real. Facts. Remember that. So anyway, whether real or just like figuratively real, you'd be surprised. All right, and this is the superpower that Virgo and Pisces are exclusively awakening first, and it's the ability to literally like hyper materialize things from imagination to reality. Virgo and Pisces are going to unlock this first. Some Sagittariuses have access to it, and then they're going to find a way to teach the rest of us this. So hook your boy up, please. But yes, the moon is in Scorpio right now, and this could really reveal deep truths that are a bit unsettling. Sometimes you just feel things very deeply, and they vibe with your soul, but it's just that kind of realization you make when you realize just because you love something, just because you feel so deeply about something, doesn't mean that it is meant to be, okay? And yeah, as far as Ophiuchus being considered the 13th sign by many, that's actually not true. There's a lot of astrologers who don't recognize it. There is a hive of people that do, but it's not officially a 13th zodiac sign because Ophiuchus, if you even do research, Ophiuchus is always brought up by media journalists who want to kind of gain views. Oh, no problem, Sky. No problem, Sky. You're definitely in the right place. But yeah, they usually want to gain views about, astrology, and they would kind of, insert half truths. So Ophiuchus is a constellation, and I have a video on this on YouTube. It's worth watching, and it's important to know because the same issue happens in Vedic. So Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology, and Ophiuchus. For those of you who kind of need to know when to use it or not, sidereal astrology is the astrology of the universe, not of you, okay? Sidereal astrology is the astrology of ages, and it's the astrology of the universe. It's not for you. If you want to get your chart done and you want a real-time transit, you have to stop reading your sidereal sign. You have to stop reading your Vedic chart because that'll kind of show you your soul self. Like if you were to astral project outside the universe, I'd probably look at my Vedic chart because it's based off the constellations, which is still misleading. But what makes you a Capricorn, what makes the sun in Virgo is not because it's in the constellation. Tropical astrology is based off of the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn and the ecliptics. So the way that the sun moves into degrees and the seasonal influences, even though the constellations move and will make the signs change, based off tropical astrology, the sun will always be in the same position during the winter solstice in the North Hemisphere. That's what marks Capricorn. When the sun is the lowest day and the longest night, it's seasonal. It's not about the constellations. And this is what confuses people, all right? Especially to these dumbass skeptics who try to use that for a reason to say astrology isn't real. Just let them know that they don't know what they're talking about, and it's based off of the degrees. Every single day, the sun will move 1 degree, and that's why astrology is reliable, because we follow it tropically, the solar Western astrology. Vedic astrology and sidereal astrology, they are based off the constellation, and that makes it inaccurate, all right? And based off of experience, all right? I've read charts with the Western, and it's accurate. I've read charts with Vedic, and the people who say their Vedic chart is accurate, when I ask them questions, they don't have an understanding of their Vedic chart. They're just kind of plugging in certain signs and thinking that that's why they feel it, when it's actually a progression that's why they feel it. So keep that in mind. But that being said, when the moon enters Sagittarius, you're going to be inspired with great ways to express your ideas, and a lot of you are going to really feel sad. Like this moon in Scorpio, it's squaring the North Node in Leo, so you know what I'm saying? You're feeling deeply about things that just may not meant to be. You might really feel like that super in-depth connection with your twin flame or soulmate is just not really what you thought it was, or maybe it is and you still need more time, but it's kind of really helping you release and come into a greater understanding of how you could kind of, especially if you have Pluto and Scorpio, this is allowing you to really kind of like purge deep, intense feelings. All right. So those of you who kind of felt sad, worry not. You're going to feel happy when the moon comes into Sag. But this happiness is going to come from opportunities to express the more passionate parts of yourself. Okay. So Mars trine Uranus is very amazing because it's going to have you move forward on the radical understanding of who you are. Uranus is in Aries, my friends, so everybody has a hyper-conscious awareness of themselves. Some people are suppressing it because they don't believe in themselves and they don't believe that they're in a position to actually be more than who they are. Some of you are embodying it greatly. You're stepping into your alter ego, quote unquote. And the fact that it's trining Mars and Leo is you're going to really develop the swagger, charisma, and depth of substance to create this character that you are evolving into. Super amazing. And you're going to feel how it is when you kind of, you know what I'm saying, shift with the Sag energy. So this is a little bit different. This is a little bit similar to maybe a synastry aspect. If you have someone's Mars who trines your Uranus or vice versa, this really speaks to sexual creativity. It's very easy for both of you to just randomly bump uglies whenever you want, or it really speaks of very proactive and unconventional teamwork where you're able to act rather, explosively. Oppositions, of course, to Mars in a synastry chart will have much to do with blockages and literal oppositions to stuff you're passionate to hear. I say this because you definitely, oh, what's up, Kamal? You definitely want to hit up that synastry webinar. It's going to be my best webinar to date. There's nothing more that I love in astrology than synastry and compatibility. The reason why, I know I'm keeping it basic now, but what I'm going to specialize in is compatibility astrology. I'm just kind of slowing down there before I get into it, but yeah, this is going to be one of the first webinars you see the fire flare in my eyes, because I could talk about synastry all day. Unfortunately, there's too much to talk about, so you know what I'm saying, but I will be able to relay a very basic understanding. We're going to talk about, of course, the aspects that you will experience in synastry with others. We're going to talk about why synastry is important, what it is, how you can use this compatibility info to relate with romantic potential or team settings or professional settings. And this is just going to really do great to help you be more aware of why energy flows the way it does, as we also interact and incorporate the overlapping of other planets. So it's not going to be too basic of a compatibility webinar. This is going to be on the 30th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if all you're used to reading is, oh, Gemini and Capricorn, they're not so compatible, or Libra and Aries, this is their compatibility. You're going to get so much more depth because that doesn't really tell you much. You have to know what is their moon sign, what is their Mercury. I'm going to let you know how linking up. I'm going to let you know that I'm going to let you know how in this webinar, even if you have horrible aspects in synastry to someone, how you can still make it work because you know how to speak their language. All right. As far as Jacory has asked, I have redone the moon sign series. I've gone up to moon in Virgo and then I stopped. So I'm going to continue to do that. Hopefully this week I can pick back up with the moon in Libra. Honestly, the only thing that's been stopping me, it's really hard to talk about this. I'm ignoring you, Kamal. I said hi. Thank you once again, though. I see Jennifer's in the building as well. What's up, Jennifer? But yeah, it's been really hard to gain motivation to do a lot. It's not to say that I'm not motivated. It's just hard to say. I don't want to tell you I'm being spiritually attacked and worry people, because I feel like that's something I should deal on my own. But there are forces that willingly stop me from doing this. So I don't want to tell you that, because that just sounds like an excuse. Just know the positive prayers and the positivity that you send, it really does work. There is a huge battle against and on my soul right now. And I'm not playing the victim, because it's a battle that everyone's going through, which highlights the free will decisions that you're making. And I want to open up to you about this, because, you know, there's a whole lot that I've been working on, that I've been wanting to put out, and it's my fault that it's not out. So I'm not going to blame spiritual interference, but I'm sharing this to let you know that you're not crazy. You really have dark forces fighting you. This manifests in lethargicness. This manifests in negative thinking. Oh, no problem, Sam, no problem. This definitely manifests in negative thinking. Whenever you're ready to do something passionately and you start getting tired and you start losing motivation, that's a spiritual attack. That's just not your subconscious trying to trick you with being lazy. That's a spiritual attack to defend you. Don't think spiritual attacks are you getting hit with energy blasts. Spiritual attacks manifest themselves in the frustration and distortion of your positive perception so that you can think negatively. It doesn't matter if you get in a car accident. It matters if you are going to speak a huge message and now you just don't feel like speaking that message. Now that person who is going to be positively uplifted, they didn't hear the message. The dark forces won. So it's in the little things they get us in. Don't look for the big things. It's in the little things. And that's why this Leo season is stoking our fire so we can fight back against this. Especially a lot of you who are intuitive, especially a lot of you who are creative and you're having blocks and it just feels slow. You have a lot of spirits fighting you because your light is so bright. So they're hitting you and bombarding you with bullshit and negativity, so you lose motivation. Even if you have the energy, you lose motivation. Meditate and ground, like Georgiana Man said. Most of you already do, so I'm just here to encourage you to just keep fighting strong and stop thinking it's you. Like, I need to say this because a lot of you think it's you. A lot of you will get negatively projected on by negative spirits, okay, literal other people, because we're all in the integrated web of collective conscious and unconscious. So think about all the people in your life who have negative feelings for you because you had fallings out. Even at a subconscious level where they're not consciously feeling you, there's a cord attached. All these things add up. Plus, and I don't care if I'm crazy for saying this, strategically and tactical suppression on your consciousness by dark forces to stop you from spreading light. Period. I'm telling you this not so that you get paranoid and afraid, so that you stop blaming yourself, because a lot of you are blaming yourself. You're losing energy, you're getting depleted. Some of you are sensitive to energy, like you're very psychic, but there's a double-edged sword. You get anxiety attacks very frequently. You have not resolved issues with people who hate you. And like, look at your picture and just dog you with negative vibrations. You're going to feel that even if you're not conscious of it. All right. This is why people who are famous, they have a lot of stress, because people who have extreme success, who have extreme haters, they have people who are extremely projecting hatred to them all day, as much as people who love them. That's energy. It goes somewhere. It's going to you. That's why you got to clear your energy. That's why you have spirit guides. Your spirit guides are fighting daily. They're fighting demons, they're fighting dark spirits that seek to harm you, that seek to stray you off path. So once again, I'm telling you this to know that you're that powerful. Instead of feeling down in the dumps, you are that powerful. Like you need dark forces to gang up on you because you're that powerful. One isn't enough. It's a Bible verse they say too. When you cast out a demon, they bring more demons to come fuck with you because it's just that important what you're doing. And the spiritual aspect of this, it plays no games because it takes advantage of those who cannot really see things, which isn't your fault that you can't see it. We've been trained not to see it. And I just really want to, once again, harp on that tangent because it's going to apply this week as very astounding facets of the routine and lifestyle decisions you make to get your life in order, to be more healthy, to be more productive. You're going to really see who gets in your way. This is why I said when Saturn went direct, make your commitment. If you need to watch that video on YouTube, I recommend it. Make your commitment. All right, my Saturn direct video, part 1 and 2, it was so profound, they stopped the video and interfered it because I was giving you people ways to connect with Saturn that I guess I wasn't supposed to reveal, but it's all good because whatever you decide to commit with, this is the week lifestyle revelation that will show you what dark forces are getting in the way of what you have to do. So here's one exercise that I would like you to practice today. Look in the mirror and tell yourself what it is you need to accomplish. Give yourself what it is that you need to do to put your life in order every day. And then every day, see who and what gets in the way of that. That is what you need to overcome. You're going to see, because since you're aware, it's not that magic. It's not necessarily that magic is just something that we can't understand. If you're aware, you're going to see the magic happening all the time. You're going to start seeing people start to come through to disrupt you. All nonchalant, you might decide to quit smoking weed, and then suddenly your neighbor is like, hey, you want to smoke this? You're going to see how these dark forces work through people. They can work through people you care about. And this is to teach you it's not the people, it's the energy. Dark forces will use people you care about to suppress you because you have love for people you care about. But it's not, you can't blame the people you care about. They're being used. So some of you see these energies and then you doubt yourself. Some of you see these energies that manifest in uncharacteristic behaviors in others. It's a demon. It's a negative impure spirit. And you know what I'm saying? You don't have to feel mystical. You can banish it by trying to align. And this is how you do it. You make it aware. You create awareness. Sometimes when you make someone aware of what they're doing, they'll just snap out of it. And then they don't even know what you're talking about. They're like, what just happened? That's because they're being used by dark force. And Neptune is in Pisces. Pluto is in Capricorn. So the darkness has evolved. The ability for dark forces to possess the souls and consciousness of people has significantly evolved than it has done in the 60s because we have internet, so subliminal messaging can be flashed and entities and energies can just invade your subconscious like this multiple times during a day. We interact with more people during the day. We share energies during the day, so people attached to other people can just shift that easily. Dark side is having a field day right now, but it's all good because the light counterparts of us that can combat this also have the ability to evolve as well, and that's what this grand fire trine really is going to do. So that being said, Mercury is going to retrograde at the end of this week, right on the eclipse point, trining Uranus, and this is going to be so very important because you're going to really come into a profound understanding at a mental level of how to passionately communicate your passion, your love, and who you are. And this is going to give you a profound understanding mentally of now how to apply the factual details that has been uncovering while it's in Virgo to your love, to what drives you really. Because the Leo is supposed to be the fuel to manifest the life that you want to live. Okay? Every single day this transit, hold in your head the life you want to live. Make the vision boards. It's not going to happen overnight for everyone, but this is the next step, and it's really redundant to say this way because this is something we do every year, so it's nothing new under the sun really. But the 28th degree of Leo that we have for any Leos who are born with a Leo moon or a Leo sun in the master degrees, it's through you that this energy is going to express itself. So men doing gymnastics, Leo 28. Physical, material existence in a sturdy body in time and space is the greatest agony and the greatest ecstasy that could ever be. It is agony in that you are so weighed down by the gravity of things, sorely troubled, heavily impacted, just about immobilized. It is ecstasy in that you could do so much with it. And when you mobilize yourself to take hold of the body and wield it as an instrument in a vessel, the physical turns into a masterpiece, a wonder, a delight unsurpassed. You experience the heights and depths of ambivalence toward incarnation and embodiment, feeling both repelled and attacked by the core drama of life in this earth. When you feel good, everything glows with promise. How did I read that? When your life force ebbs and becomes stagnant, oh, what's up, 1,000 watts? The world is saturated with abysmal dread. Learn to harness embodied selfhood into something more constant and satisfying. Even with repeated bouts of coming up against resistance and habit dying hard. Thank you for telling me to wake up, because I was literally reading this and I was literally gone. I don't know where I was. And then I wondered, how did I read that? But I wasn't here. You have a creative dilemma with so much growth, outlasting your own inner enemies and becoming earthworthy in the physical, triumphantly and with lasting imprint. All right. Put frankly, a lot of you are in positions to where you can now reach the next level of skill and talent. This fire energy is taking the talents you have and taking it to the next level, breaking past old limits. Some of you realize you're in a position to introduce something new to a scene or community you're in, or to revolutionize something that you're involved in. What's important to know that this week will show you is that these influences are more so a part of a long drawn out process, and you're going to have a lot more intel and personal experience when you act out and implement new facets that are unseen to others and people don't get. Don't try and explain yourself. Develop the habit of just kind of doing things and just kind of letting people have to get it later. Because some of you, if you're a Cancer, if you're a Sagittarius, or if you're a Libra, you're going to have people hounding you to like explain what you mean by things, because your mind is, and an Aries too, your mind's just going to be on another level. And if you will not have time to slow down and explain things, because the microaggression here is you're not smart enough to know what you're doing. That's why you have to explain yourself. So you have to stop explaining yourself, because you are smart enough, and the reason why they're asking you is an expression of their doubt. They're going to look like they sincerely want to know, but you're teaching people to just trust you and stop doubting you. Cancer especially, because you're going to be acting upon things you see that no one else sees. All right. Olivia asks, why do the dark forces want to stop us? Stop us from what and why? Great question. The dark forces want to stop you watching this video from shining your light. Very vague, very cliche. What happens when you shine your light? You inspire other people to love. You engender community. People start fighting against each other, and they start loving each other. People are united. When people are united, the vibration is risen, and you cannot divide and conquer. It's a really great question, as John said. You can't divide and conquer. So what the dark forces do is divide each other so that we don't band together, all right, which is the first thing. And the second thing, which is their ultimate goal, is to bring this world back into darkness. Before we were created, the world was enveloped in darkness. And then the Creator came, just a light that sparked and was like, I'm here, baby. You know how Leo and Sagittarius will just come out of nowhere, and then your peaceful environment is just interrupted because now there's this blinding light that's shining. And this is how the dark forces and the light forces beefed on sight, because the dark forces are like, oh, hell nah, son. We were just having peace and chill in the darkness. Now this extra ass shining light wants to talk about, I'm here, look at me. I'm here, look at me. Forget what you read in the Bible. This is how it really happened, okay? And it was an immediate clash. Because of the presence of light, this distorted the motives of the dark. So when it was just darkness, the dark forces weren't really even evil. It was the presence of light that clashed with its darkness. Because what happened? What happened? After this Leo Sagittarius Aries creator came in the light, it's like, this space, it is now mine. And just like you have colonists who discover places and make it theirs, this creator decided to make this darkness space with dark matter theirs and establish its light. So this is a natural clash. I can't say either side is right or wrong. That's a philosophical discussion for another place. But just know the ultimate goal of the dark forces is to bring everything back to darkness, where you don't exist and nothing is. It's true peace. You don't have any pain. You don't have any awareness. You don't have to reincarnate. Okay, this is very important, because what the dark force seeks is not bad. This is the duality of life. The light side seeks life, the sustenance of life. The dark side seeks the erasure of that. Not in any hatred, but just because that's its philosophy, that true peace is gained when you don't have to worry about anything. So what we're working towards is balance of both these principles. Dark forces, of course, also represent the distortion of light and dark energies that really just work in a way to encourage you to hate and divide yourself from other people. And then also to kill yourself, because that's how it works. Dark forces ostracize you from your society, make interpersonal communication hard, all right? A lot of you think it's your fault, even though you're intelligent, even though when you're by yourself, you already know what you could have said better. It's not you. Like, you get tripped up. There's a spiritual dimension that aligns with our real life, and we've only been taught vaguely what this real stuff is. Water signs see the spiritual. Y'all gaslight the water signs. They feel misunderstood. They don't want to talk to anyone. So it's very crazy, all right? Damn, his challenging is on a good level, a level he might not even understand himself. There's a lot of what I channel that I don't understand. So as a messenger, it's really just for y'all, because some of y'all understand it. So that was a very good observation. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind, y'all. You get isolated. Once you get isolated, this is why friendship is important. This is why the dark forces hate family and they hate friendship. When you're isolated, you don't have someone to tap you on the shoulder and snap you back to reality and remind you that you're hot shit and you are the shit and you deserve everything you want. All right? You get isolated, and then dark forces literally gang up on you. I want you to picture 6 demons around me. And then they project negativity like, you ain't shit, you suck, that's why you'll never be shit. You suck, you're horrible, blah, blah, blah. Don't think that these are thoughts that originate from you. You are a being of love. You are created from love, okay? Energetically. So you have positive thoughts that get suppressed. It's negativity that makes you not want to be positive. Instinctually, you come up with positivity. All right, so it's not about being positive. It's about being mindful of your spiritual space. When you breathe, when you take deep diaphragmatic breaths and you sage and cleanse the room you're in, those negative thoughts leave. That's because those negative energies leave. But I need you to see how real this is, because I can say something like this and it's just a concept to you. It's just something that, okay, I can see how that works. You really won't think or believe that they're literal dark energy. Like, there's dark energies right here. And this is why this is so important. Because we're in Virgo season, where you have to be honest about the critical reality of what's real. All right? The critical experience of what's real. All right? Look, this is real because I can touch it and see it. This is real because I can touch it and see it. Pisces teaches you that just because you can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You cannot see the atoms in the air. You cannot see the tiny microscopic organisms that exist that you breathe in, but they still exist. They're still very real. Do you believe? This is really how to transcend this period. Do you believe that there's a spirit? Because there's like 2 spirits right here. There's a dark force back in that corner waiting until I finish this broadcast so that it can do battle with me again. It's a little bitch. It's standing in the corner because I'm talking to y'all right now and it doesn't want it with your vibes. There's some Leos right here who are blasting love at me and it went back real quick. It's like, oh, okay, well, too much positivity. All right, so this little bitch ass dark spirit, once I finish this live broadcast, excuse my language, we're gonna do battle again. So, am I crazy or am I spiritually aware? Because at the end of the day, how many people can I tell that there is literally a dark presence right here, and they will believe me or they will think I'm crazy? This is why I have to speak about it like this. Because some of you walk with your muertos, okay? You have your grandparents trying to reach out to you, but you don't believe they're there. They touch you on the shoulder and they're trying to tell you a message. They're trying to reach out to you. And then you don't listen, so then they have to go to a medium and be like, please, tell this person this, tell this person this. And you don't have to if you believe yourself, okay? A lot of very psychic people are actually atheists. A lot of very psychic and spiritually aware people are critical, and they're actually skeptical about spirituality because they're so aware of things, they don't know how to make sense of what they're aware of, and they shut it down. But this is less important for me than it is for you, because at the end of the day, this is very controversial to say. Like, do I need an infrared camera to maybe look at the heat signature? Because that's not going to prove that it's there. Or do I just have faith that I sense it? You know what I'm saying? So that's not to say that I'm right. I really could be delusional. Maybe there isn't. There's a dark force there. All right. And you know what I'm saying? I got some spirit guides keeping it at bay. Even to kind of look at it physically like that, I just gave you a physical corporation. I'm saying there's an energy right there. It's not like a physical body, though. It's a vibration. Nikola Tesla said that if you want to think of the universe, you have to think about it in frequencies and vibrations. When you look at these Hollywood movies, who they show you people getting possessed by demons, when they show ghosts, this is to actually mislead you. It's some of it is to be creative, but it's misleading because these come in frequencies. These come in thoughts that permeate your state and influence you, as well as 10,000 miles above in the Glary-Clark orbit, where we have GPS, global positioning satellites. There's vibrations that are projected down at you, all right, to literally protect and project and program your mind towards thinking a certain way. That is now supplemented through the advertisements that have us trending stuff. That's all controlled. And that, I don't even think, some conspiracy theorists will say that that's bad. I think that's gangster. I think that's amazing. The fact that we have a system that can control people's thoughts like this, like billions of dollars goes into psychology and advertising. I think that's gangster. It's misabused, but it could be used in a positive way. That being said, my September horoscopes are still being worked on. I have Cancer out, I have Aries out, I have Capricorn out, and I have Libra out. The cardinal signs are out. Virgo is free, so go check out my YouTube and check out the monthly astrology horoscope. Emily, sure, send me a friend request. I have a lot of friend requests. For those of you like John J. Roby, a lot of people send me friend requests. If I don't confirm your friend request, it's because I get a lot of friend requests, and like 9 out of 10 of those friend requests are like catfish. Like, I'll just see my friend request and it's just like mad sexy woman. And then like 9 out of 10 of those women are fake catfish cam models. So I just like don't even check my friend requests. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to ignore you. I just don't filter through the friend requests as much as I should. Okay, so I'm gonna be checking to see who's real. Like I literally have to look at the profile, see if it's real, and then I'll add. And sometimes I'll try and just auto add, and even the profiles you wouldn't think is a cam model, it's a cam model, a fake cam model. It's probably a dude making a profile just to trick on people. So I hate stuff like that. I just hate getting caught up on like that. It is what it is. But definitely hit me up. The link to the September horoscopes are there. The fixed signs and immutable signs, I'm still working on your video. So if you purchase it, once it's up, I will give you the link. Just be patient. But the cardinal signs are up and Virgo is up. My YouTube channel is The Peace Dealer. And If you're a Virgo, if you're a Virgo rising, if you're a Virgo moon, your video is up free. Although if you're not a Virgo, I would still look at it because it's going to give you a good understanding and theme. Yeah, go ahead, Patricia. That's cool. Remember your name so I know you're a real profile. And the Pisces full moon webinar, join me. It's going to be lit. We're going to the full moon in Pisces webinar and the new moon in Virgo webinar are very special because we're going to do magic spells and incantations to take advantage of the Virgo and Pisces energy. So come into the full moon in Pisces webinar with ideas. What's up, Rupak? With ideas of what you want to manifest. Come into the webinar with your vision of how you want to make your real life your dream life. And we're going to do magic spells. Very simple. It's not like we'll, do fairy dust, but we'll do a meditation and we'll do evocation and we'll set an intention. Okay, the full moon is about releasing, so we'll be releasing anything that gets in the way of that. All right. Anyone who sends me a friend request, like a status post that I make, so that way when I look at the likes, then it'll let me know if I have to confirm or add friend. This is an easy way so I can know who's a real profile or a catfish. All right, but that being said, with this Pisces full moon, I'll also break down per zodiac sign what the transit's going to be like for you. And yeah, this is a very important full moon because it's the most potent. The moon is in Pisces, and it's going to release the cumulative effect of all the full moons that we've had so far. So this is a great release that's going to have you tap into a more realistic sense of what you could do. Love you too. All right. And now I'm going to pull the cards for each of the signs. Oof. Hi, Jody. So Aries rising, Aries moon. The card that I have for you for this week is the Queen of Swords. This is a very intelligent woman who is going to really have her eyes on your passion. She's an ideas woman, and she's going to know how to take what you bring up and organize it as well as polish it. So look to this influence to kind of balance you out. For some of you Aries, this is going to be someone who you kind of talk shit to. Like both of you go back and forth. You kind of, you know how some Libra ladies could like smile at you and give you a compliment, but you know they're dissing you. Ooh, that's going to piss you off, Aries, and there's going to be some altercations. But even if you argue with this person, you're going to eventually get along with this person. You're going to have a rapport with this person where you kind of hate each other, but you like each other genuinely. So you kind of are comfortable making fun of each other. What's up, Susie? Taurus. Thank you so much, Alicia. I really appreciate you too. Definitely. All right. Anna, what's good? Taurus, the card that I have for you is the Ten of Wands. So this week, you're going to be bombarded by a lot of responsibility, and the less you procrastinate, the better, my friend. This work that you have to do, completing it all will lead to great success. You just have to really make sure you don't slack on anything that you have to do or you're responsible for fulfilling, okay? Really make sure that you get to it. But this is kind of really positive because you're going to break through by getting it done, okay? Gemini, the card we have for you this week is the Five of Swords. So you're going to have to do your best to calm whatever scattered mind you may have. You just might not be 100% focused, and you might get into some arguments with people. Do your best to not clap back. If someone is talking reckless to you, Gemini, and they don't know what they're talking about, and they don't even have any respect, don't clap back. If it's someone who genuinely wants to know what's up, they may not still see eye to eye to you, but just know that you could either burn the bridge or just let it go. I'm not really excited to pull this card really because it could be pretty stressful, but thankfully we're air signs, so we don't give a damn anyway. Cancer, for you, we have the Six of Cups. You could look to a connection with a soulmate or someone from your past. This could be an ex-lover. This could be a friend to remind you of a part of yourself that you're going to regain. Okay? So this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic instance, but this is going to evoke important nostalgia so that you evolve from a lesson in your childhood that you kind of were blocked from. So if in high school or as a kid you didn't have the courage to do something or you weren't able to resolve something, it's going to be resolved this week through someone from your past. Leo, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So Virgo is urging you to stay consistent, stay reliable, and steady with what you're doing. You don't have to do anything harder than what you're doing. You don't have to go super extravagant. Just stay consistent, okay? Leo, this is actually talking about someone, this night, actually helping to ground a lot what you do. They're going to walk into your life and they're going to be like, oh, you need some organization. We need to fine tune this. You need to fine tune that. Let me help you. Okay. And this is actually so ironic because the last peace talk I did was with a Leo and a Virgo. So I can see how this is going to work for Darius. Virgo, the card that I have for you. Virgo, looks like you're in the same boat with Gemini. I guess we're just going to have a crappy week. The Three of Swords is talking about dealing with heartbreak, okay? Honestly, Virgo, don't let it get to you. Sometimes people are just not qualified to experience the perfection that is you. And it hurts because you're so kind and you're really willing to wait. And it just sucks to have to deal with people who are not willing to mature or people who are just not willing to align to the right vision. Because you go out of your way to do things proper, not because you want to do it, but because it's right. And you're just going to really reveal how much some people don't care about that, how much you have to sacrifice certain things. And I can't really because just like with the Gemini message, like I can't really sugarcoat it. We might just have to deal with some screwed up crap. Libra, the card that I have for you is the High Priestess. So you're going to gain a sacred revelation through your intuition and your subconscious awareness of certain unseen influences through the use of synchronicities as well. As you follow these synchronicities, know that you're being given an insider secret. So the cognitive dissonance you'll be experiencing is because most of what you're experiencing hasn't manifested yet. This is the High Priestess literally letting you know what's to come and what's happening behind the scenes. Colleen, you'll manage. You'll make it. Scorpio, we have the Sun card. So I guess where Gemini and Virgo are having to deal with idiots, you're going to be dealing with happiness, Scorpio. You're going to have a profound opportunity to really tap into the optimism that's all around you. Because some of you could be walking into this week super moody and negative. The Sun card is encouraging you to be positive, especially first. Don't wait for something happy to happen. Be happy, and you will have this happiness fueled, whereas sometimes it could be suppressed. So don't worry about that this week. Sagittarius, similar to Libra, we also have the High Priestess. So you're going to be seeing the signs heavy. And these signs are going to really reassure you that the path you're walking is true because Sagittarius, similar to Gemini, Neptune is squaring your sun. So you're getting intuitions about shit that is weird. You're getting intuitions about stuff that does not make sense because it does not align with real life. But it's real, like the signs are real. Like you don't even try and find the signs. They come to you, but it doesn't mix with real life. The High Priestess is saying trust the signs more than real life. And that's not going to be easy because you might have to make some decisions based off real life that's happening. But the high priestess is letting you know if you make decisions based off of your intuition, then you're going to illuminate and bring into awareness certain things happening behind your back that will throw people off guard because they didn't think you knew, because you used your psychic power, or your psychic power used you. Capricorn. We have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is really speaking of coming into a greater initial understanding of what's really occurring. But what's going to happen, Capricorn, is you're going to get an important message. Someone is going to fill you in on something. If you're spying on anyone, Capricorn, you're going to get what you're looking for. So if you're doing this creepy lurker thing where you're trying to kind of gain intel, be very careful what you're looking for, because you are going to get what you're looking for. The Page of Swords is the card, it was under the devil. The Page of Swords is the card of espionage and spying. If someone has an undercover cop after you, right? Or if I kind of see this, Capricorn, you got some girlfriends or friends who are you're using them to spy for you. So they're gonna give you a message. They're gonna tell you what they found. So keep that in mind. And Aquarius, the card that we have for you is the Queen of Pentacles, the Capricorn card. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles is talking about you gaining financial abundance, especially through nurturing yourself. So if I pulled the King of Pentacles, I'd be like, take a real estate course, cop some property. The Queen of Pentacles is get a manicure and pedicure. If you eat at Applebee's, take yourself out to Benihana's. Really really treat yourself, because the Queen of Pentacles, Aquarius, is also speaking of the influence of this queen who's going to really wrap up certain things you were blind to. And she may clash with you a little bit, but ultimately what she wants to do is to make more realistic the ideas that you have. So let her work with you here. And Pisces. Pisces, we have the Eight of Swords. So it looks like Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo are on the shit list. And it's not a coincidence. We're in Virgo season, so mutable signs are getting hit hard. And that's because the mutable signs, peace out, Maya, thank you for joining. That's because the mutable signs, like, we're coming in to a profound realization of how to make sense of our intuitions and what we experience. So the dark forces are trying to flank the mutable signs with negativity, because Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, you're actually going to come up with profound realizations this week. But things are going to happen to offset that, so the passion you need to step forward in it, you're negative about it. Gemini, people are going to argue with you. Virgo, people are going to betray you. Pisces, you're just going to be hit with a lot of insecurity and negative thinking. So don't let that negative thinking define you. You can change those thoughts and change that negative internal dialogue. I'm just saying a lot of this negativity is more dark forces than you know, okay? And it's not a coincidence that only the mutable signs got negative cards. So just keep that in mind. Definitely makes sense. And yeah, thank you once again for joining, everybody. This is going to reveal facets of your lifestyle that you can change and implement. Case in point, for example, I'm going to attempt to wake up early to do meditation regimes, do Kundalini yoga in the morning, work out, meditate, go to class, actually live a schedule and routine. Your willingness to do that, just like my willingness to do that, will reveal influences as I wake up early to do this of what gets in my way and what I can change, okay, to facilitate a greater experience. You got the magic, my friends, and you got the power. Thank you so much once again for watching. Make sure you check out my September horoscopes. Make sure you get the webinar and also the full moon in Pisces webinar. And until next time, one and all, peace.